You're watching Average Joe's Sports Talk. This is the Coach Smith Show, brought to you by Clint Bradley with Country Financial. Coach, big home opener, big win. I'm ecstatic, and I can tell by your face that you are too. What are your thoughts?
Even under the mask, you can tell I'm excited.
I can tell.
I'm always happy to go home on a Friday night with a win. And, Sax is a playoff caliber team. They come in 2-0 this week, and, I thought our guys played really well. We did a good job of kind of taking over after their first possession. They had a really good first drive to where they kept the ball basically the whole first quarter. Yeah. And then, we created a turnover there, got a fumble, and then we had a big pass play on first down and was able to go down and score. And then we got a stop, scored again. I thought our guys came out focused and did a good job.
And speaking, if you guys notice, Coach Smith has a new muzzle on.
I'm going to start up at my eyes this time so if it comes
down.
So
it falls down. We've given up the surgical mask, and now I've got the Piedmont Bulldogs mask, which I love. I feel like I need one. Honorary Bulldog. Once Bulldog, always Bulldog.
Your dad's got one. See if he'll let you borrow it.
I doubt it. He's not very generous with his things. So you guys seem to have set, this is our first region game, your first region game. Mm-hmm. You seem to have set the tone for, a pretty high standard.
Yeah, and that's what makes these region games a little extra special because, everybody's ultimate goal is to be in the postseason, have a chance to play for a state championship. And, you can't overlook anybody on a given Friday night, in the region play. You got to go out, and you saw from the beginning and you saw there toward the end with Sax, They had two really good drives to start the night and finish the night, and in between, we created some turnovers. I think we had 3 turnovers created tonight, and was able to get some momentum through those turnovers. But you saw enough tonight from Sax to know that they're a team that can play with anybody on a given night. And if you don't play well, you can be in for a real fight against that team. And fortunately for us, our guys played really well tonight, and we were able to get some momentum there going into half, and then scored the first drive coming out in the second half. And we was able to do what we hoped that we could do, but again, that's a very talented Sax team, and they're going to win a lot of games this year.
I was very impressed, and the offense showed up and played lights out. Defense only gave up 6 points.
Right.
I personally don't feel like you guys had to adjust too terribly much.
Right.
Since, Sax, like you said, their most success was on like that opening drive and then there at the end.
Yeah, Sax they're still a young team. Like tonight they started 2 seniors and 9 juniors on defense, and most of those guys started last year against us. I think they were like 3 seniors and 6 juniors and 2 sophomores on offense. So a lot of what you saw out there tonight for Sax you're going to see again next year. They're very much improved. I thought their quarterback play. The Parnell kid, he started for them last year kind of as an injury replacement when Torres went down with a knee injury for the second year in a row. And he got better as the year went along. We saw him like in Game 6 last year, and he was just in one of his first 2 or 3 starts. But I've been very impressed with the improvement he's made, both as a runner and as a passer. I thought he commanded the huddle well for their team tonight. Did a good job leading them, and he's dangerous like on that zone read stuff, and did a good job with that little short passing game of zone, RPO, whatever you call those things, where you stick it in the back's belly and then throw a short pass. He does a good job of managing their offense, and fortunately for us, again, we created some turnovers there and in between the first drive and last drive and was able to get some separation.
Well, and Coach, I know that last time we spoke, we talked about how you have some of these kids, they've been with you since middle school. Mm-hmm. And so tonight a lot of the younger guys got to play. How important is that? I know that's one of those like cliche questions, but to Piedmont football to have kids that you have had since Pee Wee?
Well, a lot of these kids, like you said, have been in the program. I think I want to say about 20 kids on the roster of the 55 were managers for us when they were like in 5th and 6th grade. And so they've been out there with us from that angle, hearing and learning. Those little kids absorb a whole lot when they're out there as managers. And then we've been fortunate to have, good coaching in the Pee Wee levels, carrying over to the middle school. We got 4 coaches that are just middle school coaches and work with them in 7th and 8th grade that feed them the same stuff that we give them when they get to high school. And so the transition for those guys is not near as difficult as it is I've got some buddies that coach at other places, and their middle school does one thing on offense, and the high school does something completely different. And in my opinion, it don't work that way. You got to have everybody on the same page, and a lot of times that takes having some people that work at those lower levels, whether it's the Pee Wee level or the middle school level, that's willing to say, hey, coach, let's try to teach them what you want them taught and pass them on to the next group so that they can have success when they get to high school. And we've had a lot of high school success, but most of our teams, if you go back and look at it, they were playing for championships when they were in Pee Wee. They had undefeated seasons in middle school. Your brother, when Bailey came through here, Bailey and them won a Pee Wee championship. They had undefeated middle school seasons in 7th and 8th grade, and then they won a state championship. So it's not like those guys just became winners on the way out the door. They've been winners the whole time, and that's something that I'm very proud of. Our youth league coaches and players, they understand the importance of winning, and then that carries over to middle school. And you got some cupcakes out there that talk about winning's not everything, but I always say if it wasn't important, they wouldn't keep scoring. So, if we play against another team, I don't care if it's 7 and 8 year old baseball, I don't care if it's Saturday morning basketball, Pee Wee football, it's important to learn to win. Nobody that's successful in life, in my opinion, settles for being second best. And so, that may be controversial to some folks. I still expect them to have class and do things the right way, and be respectful of your opponent and display good sportsmanship and do things like that the right way. But don't ever underestimate the importance of winning, because I think that our kids come to this program at the high school level and they expect to win. They don't care who's on the other sideline, they expect to win, and that's half the battle.
Well, and Coach, I know that a lot of people, like I've seen it on Facebook a couple of times this week, is that the road to the state championship for 3A is through Piedmont. What do you have to say about that?
I just worry in my opinion, I'm only worried about the road 278 that goes to Glencoe next Friday night. That's the only thing I worry about. I said, in this season, it's kind of crazy right now with the pandemic. I'm so proud of our guys and coaches and our school and all our administration, everybody doing their part to keep everybody safe. And the kids, commend them for wearing their mask and socially distancing and doing what they can do. But as crazy as this year's been, from March on to right now, we're just so glad to be able to play tonight. And we're very thankful for the opportunity to come in and get ready for a new opponent. And all we really are focused on is Glencoe next week, because we just don't never know, if it might get swept out from under us. And tell kids all the time to play every game like it's your last game. Well, those baseball kids, those track kids, those golf kids from the spring that played on those Fridays or Saturdays didn't know that when they played on that Friday or Saturday, that come Monday, that was going to be it.
Right.
And so, I think that's taught us all a new meaning of giving it your all. You don't never know when you're going to get your last game.
Well, and I have to commend you guys on the sideline when you guys came out. Like, you pushed people down. You had your players stay spaced out. All your coaching staff wears your mask or wears the masks, and I'm very impressed. And this was my favorite part. Coach Smith stayed in his Corona corner this week. He did not get in trouble.
Not a single warning this week.
Not a single one. I feel like that is something tremendous.
Yeah, your dad's worse than I am. So, the thing is, that's what I told him. I said, we get that warning like we got at center. I said, if we get another one, they charge it to me whether I did it or not. So I have to kind of put somebody in Coach Blanchard's ear all the time, too. He's as bad as I am trying to get out there on the field.
He's just going to put it on. He's going to put it on your tab.
He's doing better, though. He's doing better.
He is. Well, Coach, thank you so much. I know that you guys have a lot of work ahead of you tonight. Thank you so much for being with us. Again, this is the Coach Smith Show, brought to you by Clint Bradley with Country Financial. And if you think you're going to die, Clint's your guy. Y'all have a good night.